Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing good today. So guys, I'm going to show you how to sew this beautiful kaftan. It is actually trendy. I'm sure you also like to make one. This is ruched. You can ruche yours and you may leave it unruched. I'm going to show you how to insert your rope if you want to ruche it. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, share, like, comment, ask your questions. You know I always respond to your questions. So guys, if this is something that you'd like to see, let's get to it. This is 3 meters of fabric. It is a silk fabric and the length is by 60. I've already folded my fabric because it is very slippery, but I'm going to use this paper to demonstrate how I folded it. So let us assume that this is my fabric. I folded it first into 2 like this, and then I measured 1 inch from the edge. So from this edge to this line is 1 inch, and then I placed this other part, this folded part, I placed it on this 1 inch line. That is what I have here. So by doing that, this part will be my center front, while this is going to be my back pattern. So on this fabric, I've drawn my baseline. For the neck width, I'm going to be using 3.75 inches. And for the neck depth, for the back, I would use 1 inch. And for the front, I'm going to use 8 inches. So I'll mark 8 inches. Then I'll connect the points. So this is the front and this is the back neckline. Next thing is to measure your shoulder width. So from this folded edge, my shoulder width is 7.5. On that point, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. 1 inch, just the same way we do our shoulder slant. After doing this, I'm going to connect hair to hair. This is going to be my shoulder slant. And then I'm going to connect this mark straight to the edge of the fabric here. The next thing is to mark your hip line. Mine is 25, so I'm going to mark 25 inches. Draw a straight line. After drawing this line, I'll move the fabric so I can show you the hem. This is the hem of the fabric. This is the hip line. Looking at the picture, you see that the bottom, the hem of the fabric is tapered. The measurement you should put here is your hip measurement plus 8 inches divided by 4. My hip measurement is 42. 42 plus 8, that is 50. 50 divided by 4, that is 12.5. So I'm going to measure 12.5 from this folded edge. The next thing is to connect this point to this point. We are practically done. I'm sure you'll be wondering where we'll put the armhole. I'm going to put my armhole here. I'm going to measure 9 inches from this corner. So from here to here will be my armhole. One other thing is this, guys. If you want excess fabric, a lot of fabric on your bust area, contrary to what I did here, that I just drew a straight line, just come this way and draw a curve like this. But for me, this line is just perfect. Now we are going to cut the fabric. I'm going to cut from the top. I'm going to cut ½ inch away from what I have here. That will be my seam allowance. Notch this part. So for the neck area, I'm going to cut the back first. This one. Don't cut the whole V. If you cut the whole V, that means you're having V at the front and at the back. And then for the front, mark this point here. Then I'll connect it like this. Then I'll cut. This is my front and this is the back. Now I'm going to cut this part from the top down there. After doing that, we can separate the back from the front. Remember that I used the total length of my fabric, which is 60 inches. For the hip line, this line, I'm going to make a notch so that when I'm sewing, everything will align. For the armhole, we have already made a notch. So when we are sewing, we're going to leave this place open. We'll sew from here straight down to here, leave this place open, and then we'll continue sewing from here straight down to the hem. Here I can separate the back piece. This is the front piece. Go ahead and join the back to the front. Open up your fabric. Get your back pattern. So you sew from here, which is the neck width, up to the notch you made for the armhole. On the other side as well, sew from here up to the notch you made for the armhole. That's the first thing. After sewing, that means the neck is already joined. So what I'll do is that I'll use a bias tape to turn the neck right from here round this way up to this side. Now I have finished the neckline and have sewn here. I stopped here so that this could be my armhole, okay? But guys, when I wore this, I realized that this opening started from my bicep area, okay? And I don't want that. That is because I'm using 3 meters of fabric. So if you want your sleeve opening to be here, I would advise that you use 3.5 meters of fabric. Then you can put your sleeve opening here. But if you don't mind that your sleeve opening is on your bicep and not on your elbow area, then you can put it here. I hope you understand. So for me, I'm just going to close this place up. Then I'll leave about 9 inches here for my sleeve opening. Alright, so guys, I've closed this area. So I'll be putting my sleeve here. But before I close up the sides, I want us to work on the front. From the hem of the dress, measure upward. So it depends on how much skin you want to show. For me, about 15 inches from my hem is okay. So I'm going to measure from the hem 15 inches, make a mark. So what I'll do is this. I'm going to leave this part unsewn. From this mark straight down, I'll leave it unsewn. Then I'm going to sew from the top straight up to this point, up to that 15-inch mark. After sewing it, this is what I have. Then I pressed the seam allowance open. From the top, measure about 2 inches downward. Cut it. I'll tell you why. From this 15-inch mark as well, measure about 2 inches upward. Make a mark. And then you cut it. Now, we're going to sew from this top, sew straight down, stop here. You know we cut this place open, so you should skip this part and sew again from here straight down on a 0.5 inch sewing allowance until you get to this 2 inch mark. You stop here and then you sew this one straight down to the hem. Do the same on the other side as well. Sew straight down on the front pattern. Okay, and that is why I have not sewn the side, so that I can separate it. Let me show you. The essence of doing this is because we'll be putting the rope through. So we need an opening for the rope at the bottom and at the top. Alright, so our rope will be going in from this part that we cut open. That is where the rope will be going in. And then it will go in up to this point that I cut open at the top. I'll bring it over. I hope you understand. Bring it over this way. And then I'll bring it out here. With regards to the rope, you're going to measure what you have from this 2 inch mark at the top to the 2 inch mark at the bottom. What I have is about 32 inches. 32 inches times 2, which is 64. So I need the rope of about, let's say 70 inches is fine. 70 inches long. Get a fabric that is 1.5 inches wide and 70 inches long. So fold it into two, and then you sew on a 0.5 inch sewing allowance straight down. After sewing straight down, you trim the excess that you have. I'm going to do that, sew straight down, trim the excess, and then I'll show you what next to do. So guys, looking at this, I have sewn it down. So I have two openings, one on the left and one on the right. I'm going to zoom in. I have also sewn this. This is the rope that I'll be putting inside these holes. I'm going to turn it to the right side with my bobby pin. Okay, this one. I have a tutorial on how to use this to achieve this purpose, so you can check it out. So instead of using your safety pin, the bobby pin is fast and efficient because you don't have to be scared of the safety pin opening up inside what you're turning. This is the rope I'll be using. I've turned it to the right side. So I'm going to zoom in for you to see what I'm talking about here. So guys, this is the sewing that I made. This is the 15-inch opening. If you want to show more skin on your tie, you can use more than 15 inches, okay? But because we will still be ruching this, and of course, by the time we ruche, the dress, the front of the dress will go up. And that is why I left it just 15 inches. So this is what it is on the wrong side. What I'm going to do now is this. I'm going to put the rope inside from the bottom. You know I said you should mark 2 inches, that opening. So it is from there that I'm going to put in the rope. I'm going to use my bobby pin as well. You put your bobby pin inside. Here it is. Pass it through from the bottom to the top. I've gotten to the top. I'm going to bring the bobbin out, and then I'm just going to put it through to the opening here. There is a better way of doing this if you're doing ready to wear. And there we go. I've gotten to that opening, so I can pull it out. So this is the rope. This is the extra that I have. I can remove my bobby pin. You see how neat it is? By the time we ruche it, you see what you have. I'm going to show you what it looks like better later, okay? The last thing I'm going to do is to close up the sides of the dress. So like I said, I'm going to leave about 9 inches here. Leave this unsewn. Let's say from here to here is 9 inches. You leave it unsewn and then you start sewing from here straight down, straight to the hem. You do the same thing on the other side. Leave 9 inches for your sleeve. Then you sew straight to the hem, and then for the bottom part, you hem the bottom, okay? You hem the bottom, and that will be all. So after doing all of this, I'm going to iron the dress and show you what it looks like. So guys, after ruching, this is what it looks like. So you can ruche as much as you can. You can ruche at the bottom, you can ruche at the top, and you can ruche all through so that it can gather all through the length of the dress. So guys, thank you very much for watching this tutorial. If it was helpful, please like, share, subscribe. All right, drop your comment, ask your questions, and I will attend to it. This is the opening as well. Okay, so thank you and have a nice time. Bye.